You know the exact moment the tension breaks. The whining is constant, dinner is burning, the toys are everywhere, and suddenly something snaps. You raise your voice, you shout, and you instantly feel terrible. We tell ourselves that if we just had more willpower, we could stay calm. But losing your temper in these situations is not a moral failing. It is a hardwired, biological response to stress. Clinical social worker Dr. Carla Naumburg maps out exactly why our brains betray us during these chaotic moments and what we can do about it. Step 1 of this process is building a clear, 5-step meltdown intervention plan. We are going to build a protocol you can use to short-circuit your next freakout before it happens. By shifting our focus away from the myth of trying harder and toward the mechanics of brain science, we can finally break the cycle of toxic explosions. Attempting to carefully discipline a child while you are highly stressed is biologically doomed to fail. Your body physically will not allow it. Behind your forehead sits the prefrontal cortex, the logical, adulting center. It helps you plan, decide, and manage feelings. But under extreme stress, your body triggers a survival response. The prefrontal cortex shuts down, and the limbic system, your inner toddler, takes over. This internal shift creates a very specific external behavior. It results in what Naumburg calls a fart meltdown. First, these episodes are driven by massive, overwhelming feelings. Because your logical brain is dark, the behavior is completely automatic. It is a reflex, not a conscious choice. Next, outbursts are heavily reactive to whatever is happening in the room, and they rapidly escalate to become toxic. This is the stage where the blame, the shame, and the shouting happen. Take a moment to identify your own toxic reaction. Do you slam cabinet doors? Do you snap? Do you retreat into silent rage? Because these reactions bypass your logic entirely, you cannot simply decide not to yell. You must intercept the biological trigger before the prefrontal cortex shuts down. Children are evolutionarily wired to test boundaries. Trying to stop their unpredictable behavior is a waste of energy. We have to shift our focus to your internal state. Think of your nervous system as a dashboard covered in buttons. When rested, those buttons are small, dim, and difficult to push. But chronic exhaustion and anxiety alter your system. The buttons swell up and glow a volatile red, becoming highly sensitive. In this heightened state, the smallest infraction from a child triggers an immediate, massive explosion. To counter this, basic maintenance is required. Prioritizing sleep, seeking support, and basic self-care actively shrinks those buttons and cools your nervous system down. You will never stop your child from pushing your buttons. But by engaging in rigorous self-maintenance, you make those targets dramatically harder for them to hit. Even with good maintenance, your buttons will eventually get pushed. When they do, you have a split-second window right before a toxic reaction escapes your mouth. Your body alerts you to this window with physical warning signs. Your shoulders tighten, your chest gets hot, your breathing becomes rapid and shallow. The moment you notice physical symptoms, you must execute the power play. You actively hit pause. In this pause, your instruction is to do literally anything else. Shut your mouth tightly. Step into the hallway. Look up and breathe deeply. A crucial point. Your goal in this split second is not to solve the parenting challenge. It is not to discipline your child. Your sole objective is to avoid a toxic reaction. Recognizing these physical signs interrupts the biological chain reaction, granting your brain the crucial seconds needed to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. The protocol will fail sometimes. You are going to lose your temper again. The perfect parent is a myth. When it happens, avoid the immediate trap of the shame spiral. Intense guilt floods your body with more stress hormones, which primes your nervous system for another meltdown tomorrow. Instead, deploy the first tool for recovery: self-compassion. Acknowledge that your job is exceptionally demanding, and right now you are operating at a deficit. Next, use curiosity. Look at the data objectively to see why the explosion happened. Were you running on 4 hours of sleep? Did a work email trigger your anxiety? Analyze the environment rather than labeling yourself a bad parent. The final step is repair. Return to your child, apologize clearly, and make nice to rebuild your connection. Repairing the breach effectively stops the feedback loop of anxiety. It turns a moment of failure into a crucial biological and relational reset. We have shifted the focus from unreliable willpower to a systematic understanding of brain biology and physical triggers. You know to audit your baseline triggers to keep your nervous system cool. You know how to identify the physical heat of an incoming reaction, and you know exactly how to deploy the pause. Keep your expectations realistic. The goal is not achieving 0 meltdowns for the rest of your life. The goal is simply to have fewer of them. For the specific mechanics of navigating these triggers day to day, Dr. Naumburg's text offers a broader framework for the daily work of staying calm. Mastering your own nervous system creates a stable foundation that isn't dependent on your child's behavior.